Hello, hello. How are you? Welcome. Today I have a special guest, and today I am in a special place. I'm on my first ever river cruise with AmaWaterways,
How
and
exciting.
I have a special guest with me, Janet. Janet, will you introduce yourself?
Hello. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be in this lovely world that we live in. Thank you so much, Eva, for having me. So excited to welcome Eva on board our beautiful Ama Sienna sailing the Rhine River through
Yes.
Europe. I just really pinched me. Is this real?
Yes.
Are we really here?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
I'm really here. We're really
Yeah.
here. We're on the river, and we're on our way to Cologne, Germany.
So exciting.
So I have done some video on Facebook earlier, and I asked you guys what I'm here, what questions do you have, and so I'm going to take this time to kind of talk about river cruising, water river cruise, and the differences, and just go over some of the questions that we have. And then if you have questions, and I know on at home this might be in the middle of the night, but if you have questions, don't worry, you can put them in the replay. I'll get back to you if you have a question that I can't answer. Janet, I'll be in touch with her and she can answer it. So do put your questions in the comments, and do, if you are replay viewers, put replays rock in the comments. Yes. All right, so let's get started.
Let's get started.
One of the first questions I had is, what is the difference in river cruising and ocean cruises? Why should someone, they've cruised, they've done an ocean cruise, they've never done a river cruise, or they haven't cruised at all?
Right.
Just want them to know the difference.
Absolutely. And that's actually the first question that we receive. River cruising is actually, it's a very new travel experience. It started in 1992 when the Bain Danube Canal here in Europe opened up. And so what a river cruise is, as you all know, a lot of the cities in Europe were built around the rivers, right? Civilization was built around the rivers because it was a means of transport back in the day. And so it's beautiful because you have so many cities that reside near the rivers, which allow us to have a 7-night experience that's very immersive in the destinations and countries that we sail through. So what is a river cruise? A river cruise, and in terms of the difference with an ocean cruise, is that you're sailing through the country. And what do I mean through the country? Is that these rivers are inside these locations. You are going from country to country. So it's a more intimate experience. Usually it's on average about 150 guests. There's really only the Ama Magna that has 190 guests, and I'll talk a little about the difference between Ama and other brands a little bit later. But a river cruise allows you to explore the destinations, step right off the ship into the heart of the city. So many times on an ocean cruise, you're at a port, right? A commercial port or a passenger port. And these ports necessarily are not very much near the main cities. Well, here on a river cruise, we're just going to be docking actually in the center of Cologne, Germany, you mentioned. We're going to be visiting, and we're going to be near, just walking distance to the Cologne Cathedral and the beer halls, as well as the chocolate museum factory. So
chocolate.
Yes, chocolate. That's what I'm most excited. I actually didn't have breakfast today so that I could have myself some extra chocolate in Germany, Cologne. So a river cruise really is about, and this is very specific now when I'm talking about AmaWaterways, it's about ensuring that our guests have a really great experience in these destinations. I know we all want to explore Europe. We all want to see these various destinations and learn about the places that we go through. So it really does allow you to visit in a very easy way. I think what I was most impressed by was really embarkation and debarkation. If you all have been on an ocean cruise, you know that embarkation day, how stressful it may be, and even more stressful that debark day, as everyone is trying to get off the ship. It's just very, very complicated. So a river cruise is just easy. I would say it's a very easy way for you to experience a destination.
Okay. One of the questions that came through is, what's the cost of a river cruise?
Yes. And so this is a great question, because one of the most wonderful things about a river cruise with Ama is that everything is included. And what I mean by everything is included is that it's probably a little bit, the price point is a little bit higher on average than ocean cruises, but all of the shore excursions are included. Wi-Fi is included. We have beer and wine during lunch and dinner. During breakfast, we have some bubbly mimosas if you would like. We also have great we have a beautiful amenities on board as well, just like a pool, etc. So on average, I would say it's anywhere between, for a 7-night cruise, anywhere between 3,500, I would say, to about 5,500. So we do have price points right now starting at about 2,900 per person, and we have price points that go up to $25,000 per person.
Okay.
But on average, we are, I like to say it's anywhere between, try and budget between $3,500 per person, $3,500 and $4,500 per person.
Now, when you say excursions are included, as we know, those, if you've done an ocean cruise before, you're cruising, but your excursions are generally not included. And when you look at the cost of the cruise and then taking the time to go to the different things that you want to do, the pricing kind of can go up from there.
Exactly.
So what's beautiful about this and is that you don't have, once you've paid for your river cruise, you've paid for your experience, you don't have to worry about that. And you have options. It's not just one thing that you're going to do, excursions. You have choices to decide. And what I've kind of noticed, and I think I'm going to enjoy, is that there's some excursions in the morning.
Yes.
And then there's some things in the afternoon.
Yes.
So it's not like, oh, I budgeted and I'm just going to do one for my budget. You're getting a lot more.
And yes, Eva, you actually touched on something that I didn't touch upon when you said the difference between ocean and river cruising, which is river cruising, every day is a sea day. And what I mean by sea day, it's SEE, not necessarily SEA. So as you know, many of you who have taken an ocean cruise on a 7-night itinerary, usually during those 7 days, you're probably visiting 3, maximum 4 ports, and you're really there between, on average, 4 to 6 hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when you arrive to this port, you have to then, choose your shore excursions, which are usually extra.
Mm-hmm.
And so here at river cruising, we're actually sailing to Cologne right now. We will usually visit destinations sometimes in the morning. Sometimes we sail in the afternoon and visit the next destination in the afternoon. So we sometimes even have 2 shore excursions per day that will be included. And what we mean by that, also by sea day, SEE, is, as you can see behind us, we're actually sailing through, and we have cities where we've gone through and seen some sheeps out there. We've seen some beautiful landscapes. You get to start seeing we just came from Amsterdam in the Netherlands, and we're moving to Germany. So now we're going to start seeing even the architectures, right, of the Dutch land moving over to the German lands. And then we'll be going through and visiting some castles. So the experience of sailing is actually part of the scenery that we're experiencing. We have some people up on deck right now, just really having a glass of wine and enjoying themselves, and enjoying the scenic views, and and that's just as much as the experience is as the sailing piece. And I mean, I come from the ocean cruise world. I loved sea days, SEAs, because they were very relaxing, but all you could really see is water to the left, water all around you. And so to me, I feel like if I am really experiencing Europe and seeing what the Europe life, I mean, just seeing people walking by right now or bicycling through the towns as we sail through, I think that's really impressive for me.
I agree.
And then just going back, I really want to go back also to the topic of the cost, because I think that the cost, you mentioned something that's very important. If you compare ourselves, sometimes we're next to, another premium line. This is a luxury cruise experience. Obviously, I think you're probably going to be doing a tour very soon and sending, your audience and your fans, some of with the features of the actual hardware and the ship. So as a luxury cruise experience, you will see as well that you're not, you see a price point versus an ocean cruise, but in an ocean cruise, you don't get the Wi-Fi, right? You don't get the shore excursions. The beverage package, you usually have to purchase a beverage package. So by the time you get off this 7-day cruise, you're paying a little bit over $3,500 to $4,500 for those 7 nights.
Okay. I see we have someone watching. Welcome to the broadcast.
Hi, Jackie. How are you? Thank you for joining us.
Yes. And Jackie has asked let me go ahead and put her question on screen. What's the onboard ship life like?
Yes. And it also very much, the onboard ship life differs a lot by, I would say, the audience and the guests, right? So this is an intimate experience, on average about 150 guests. And so you do, the ship itself is the means of transportation. So we don't have all the bells and whistles that we do. We don't have rock climbing walls. We don't have casinos on board. But what we do have are excellent culinary experiences. And that's another thing. One of the things that are included that I haven't missed, and I apologize, Jackie, I missed that for you, is the specialty dining. We have a chef's table experience that is also included in that fare. When you talk about specialty dining on an ocean cruise ship, that usually comes with a price point, right? You're paying for that. It is an excellent experience and a variety. It actually provides a lot of variety in the culinary experience on board, but there's an extra cost to that. And so that is included. So it's a very relaxing onboard ship life. It's a very comfortable ship life. You have the crew and staff that want to cater to your every need. They want to ensure, Jackie, that all your preferences are taken care of. They want to ensure that you are enjoying yourself. So we do have a gym on board. Active and wellness activities are actually a very big part, which is also included, that you do not have to pay for wellness classes in addition to your fare. We have tracks on board, we have pools on board so that you can enjoy the pool. As we're sailing through, we have some passengers right now in the pool looking at this beautiful scenery and enjoying the sail through. So it's a very relaxing, we have a lounge in which at evenings we have a pianist, we have some entertainment that come on board, and it's also very catered to the destinations that we sail through. So we, now due to COVID, we do have some restrictions. We want to ensure that all the entertainers that come on board are fully vaccinated. And so we do have some restrictions and change. Yes.
And
we have our masks.
We're wearing masks, and we just have them off for this interview.
Exactly.
And then we will put them back on, and it's been a very pleasant experience.
Yes, and we put our masks on when we're transporting ourselves and walking through the ships, just getting from point A to point B. But as soon as we sit down, like we're sitting right now, having our wonderful coffee, and ching ching to you. Ching ching, yes, our wonderful coffee. As we're sitting down here, we're enjoying ourselves and just really making sure that we're, safe as can be.
Okay, another question I have, and we haven't talked about, we talk about the difference between AMA and other river cruises?
We have not talked about that yet. So there's river cruising, and then there's river cruising with AmaWaterways.
What is the difference? How can I decide when I see advertisements and things like that? How can I decide, which river cruise I want to go? I would recommend contacting a professional travel consultant.
Absolutely.
I always say that.
Yes.
But how,
I think that's, one of the main differences that we work with travel partners like yourself, and we do give you special perks that, that you can provide your clients. And I think that's very important for us, because we want you to ensure that your clients feel like if they've obtained value from working with you, Eva. And as you know, now, especially now that it's so complicated with all the different policies, you want to use a travel advisor who is up to date, right? So Eva's here. She's been through the motion. She's now traveled to Europe post-pandemic. She has the experience. She's experienced the product. She's going to have detailed information that you yourself can probably not find on our personal website. So yes, you can go to our website, you can check out all the information that we have, but you then want to call Eva and make sure that then she gives you detailed information and answers all the questions that you may have that are relevant to you and what you're looking for in a river cruise experience. Now, what's the difference between AMA? AMA is a luxury brand, but we have not only the most innovative and sustainable ships on the rivers. In fact, all of our ships are highly rated, and they've not only been highly rated through Berlitz in terms of their design and their amenities on board, but we also have received, all of our ships in Europe have the Green Award, which is for sustainability. We sail through these beautiful destinations, and we want to ensure that we are not, leaving a big carbon footprint behind. And so we want to ensure this experience can last for a very, very long time. AMA also, from a big differentiator, the culinary experience is something that we're highly rated for. So we have no freezers on board. all the food is locally sourced and fresh and in season. So you don't have a standard menu each night. I think now we're on night 2, night evenings, and I'm sure you've had a different meal each night.
I have.
And we also personalize the meals based on the destinations we sail through. So we've just moved from Dutchland to Germany, and you'll see a little bit of difference now in the meals and the wines that we offer on board. We also offer, some of the most shore excursion options based upon your preference. We know that each and every one of you are a different individual. Some of you may like the more active lifestyle. You want to go and visit the castle, but you actually want to hike up the castle. Some of you like the slower pace. You like to take more pictures or just want to walk a little bit slower pace. We have gentle walking tours. Some of you, and I know we've mentioned before in the past, Europe is not all about food and wine. There's also a lot of activities. And so we do have activities like truffle hunting and other activities within the region. We also allow, if we have different festivals like Floriade next year, or we have various festivals in the locations that we sail through, we do offer excursions to those festivals and experiences. So not only the amount of shore excursions, but also how you're treated. The service level here and the crew is superb. So many travel advisors like yourself who have sailed on all of the river cruise lines, one of the biggest differentiators that they feel, and one of the words that always come out in all of our surveys, is that they feel like if they're part of a family when they sail with us. And who wouldn't love, when you're going to a new country, a new destination that you are not very familiar with, you're a little bit nervous about what you're going to find when you get there. You're always going to have the means of this beautiful river cruise ship to come back home to your family, our crew, who's going to ensure that they take care of you.
Okay. Well, we have another question.
Let's see. Let's show this question.
Do you have any programs to support the local communities that you visit? That's
beautiful. Yes, that's a wonderful
question.
Thank
you for that question, Jackie.
Absolutely. So not only here in Europe, but I think most important in countries like Africa and Asia that we sail through. In Vietnam and Cambodia, we actually have a school that we sponsor and we support. And so we do have various programs, and you can absolutely look for more information online. Even in the Chobe River, our goal is to hire local. A lot of the ships that we built here in Europe. Our staff that you see in crew is European. When we start back up now in Africa, you will see all of our staff and crew is from Africa, from the region of South Africa. The same for Vietnam and Cambodia. So for us, it's very important that we support the local communities by providing them employment as well. So we don't, bring people from abroad, let's say, or from other continents. And so to us, it's very important that not only our guests feel as if they're part of the destination on board the ship as well. It's not like if you're going to one destination, then have other staff members on board that are not from that destination. So not only through employment and jobs, but also some more of the sponsorship. We do sponsor some local communities and programs.
Says that's good to know. I love that you hire the local people, and I agree. It's because it's so important to invest back in the communities.
And we have, and just to add to that, for instance, we have a new product that we've launched in the Magdalena River in Colombia, and we'll be building a ship. And instead of building the ship in Europe and transporting it to Colombia, we're actually, even though it's going to be a lot more expensive, we're working with the local governments to build the ship in Colombia and hire locally sourced, architects and shipbuilders to ensure that we're not only growing the economy through the travel and tourism once the actual product is done and completed, but even through the process of building the ship itself, we're going to be hiring the locals so that we also build a ship that respects local communities. Because to us, we really want to respect the local communities that we sail through.
That's awesome. Well, we have a question from Pat. It came on Facebook. We've kind of covered what's the difference between a river cruise and a regular cruise. And if you still want more clarification, put those in the comments or contact me. She says one of the complaints I've heard with river cruises is a possible low waters in areas that they plan to visit and then couldn't get there. And especially what's been happening in the news lately.
Yes.
Does this particular river cruise experience those type of problems?
Yes.
And anything related to that? Because that's a concern.
Wonderful question. Yes. So Mother Nature, as we all know, we cannot control Mother Nature. This in the Caribbean with hurricanes. We have, and in the rivers, we have low and high water. And so Yeah, we're just gonna put our mic. We have people enjoying themselves in the lounge. So if you're hearing background noise, we just have people enjoying themselves in the lounge
Okay.
this early morning. But we have the way that we have designed our ships, and I talk about, you know, Rudy Schreiner, our founder and godfather of river cruising. We have what we call sister ships. So when we have either high water or low water here on the Rhine River, we're able to actually, if there is a place, yes, we cannot control Mother Nature. There's a place in which we cannot sail through because of low water or high water. Our sister ships actually come as close to each other, and we do what we call ship swaps.
Oh.
So we take these passengers, we move them over. We have you pack up and move over to the other ship. We take care of everything for you. We have you pack up, leave your luggage outside the door, right?
Mm-hmm.
You go on a shore excursion that day. When you come back, your luggage is on the next ship in the same exact stateroom that you were on the sister ship. Okay. And that way your experience is not going to be impacted by Mother Nature. I can't do that when there's hurricanes, of course, but thankfully we don't sell the Caribbean. But the wonderful thing about Europe is that we actually do have a solution. We've been sailing now for almost 20 years. And probably in the 20 years that we've been sailing, we've actually had difficulties with low waters or high waters, probably 3 seasons. So it's also not something that happens very frequently.
Okay.
So don't be discouraged by don't be concerned by that. The probability of that happening while you're on your cruise is very, very little.
Okay. Well, we're coming towards the end of our time. Do you have any other questions? And one of the things that I do is I specialize in group travel events. And so I'll be mentioning that in a minute. But how let me ask this, in terms of, like, I have a group of ladies or a trainer who wants to have a seminar in an intimate setting, not so much in a larger setting. Are those things possible with AMA?
Absolutely. So this experience has to be about you, and what I mean about you, it's about your clients, right? So that's what you provide in terms of service, is that you're going to obtain from your clients what are the types of experience that you want to have on board, and then Eva's going to contact AmaWaterways, and she's going to design the perfect experience during those 7 days. So if you need lectures on board, if you need special activities, maybe on a certain day on a destination, you don't want to necessarily do one of the included shore excursions that we have available, we can coordinate a customized tour just for you. So just tell us what you need. I think, you know, our friend yesterday, as we were having a discussion yesterday evening, he was like, I've never heard no from Ama. So we will absolutely, if we can, we will try and make it happen. All you need to do is ask the questions. We have very creative minds here, and we will try and design the perfect vacation for you.
Well, I want to say thank you so much. Is there any last words that you want to?
No, I just want to say Europe is open. This is the best time to come to Europe right now. You have basically, you know, no lines, no wait. We have a birthday celebration going on right now. So if you have a birthday coming up, come on board. We would love to celebrate your birthday, your anniversary, or just reconnecting with your family. I know we've been a very long time away from our family and friends, and I think it's time to come and start traveling.
Well, thank you so much, Janet. I wanted to remind you, don't forget to subscribe, to share, and comment. And if you're a replay viewer, put replays rock in the comments. And if you would like to schedule a complimentary appointment with me, go to schedule.travelwitheva.com and schedule your appointment. And then I have a questionnaire for you to fill out at group.travelwitheva.com to see if I'm a good match to work with you.
I'm sure you are. Eva, you are very knowledgeable, and I'm sure everyone will want to work with you.
Well, thank you. And thank you for joining us. And I always like to end my broadcast with have a blessed day, evening, or night, wherever you are. And do take time to be a blessing to someone else.
Absolutely. Thank you, Eva. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.